Today is May the 7th, 2020, day 25 of our action plan or our execution cycle. And day 5 is about action, right? Number 1, we define success. That's the first step in our program. Number 2, we've got to set clear goals. Number 3, we have got to move forward with the right attitude. Number 4, we've got to have an aspiration and see what we're doing. And 5, we've got to take action. And today, I can tell you, I have taken a great action step that is really going to advance the ball on what I am doing. And I am just super excited to share it with you. You can see it actually because I have a YouTube channel here where I am publishing information about what I am doing. And I'm going to pull it up right now. And it's just so that you can see it. This is a video that I did today with the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office. And you can see I'm walking him through exactly what I am doing, what he can expect from this program that I am creating. Those of you who have been following along on the execution plan know that I am really just developing this model here of trying to teach and inspire people in jails and prisons. And this is one of the programs that I am working on right now where I've created this PowerPoint. Actually, I think I have the PowerPoint still up here. I do, that I was showing him today. So yeah, I'll just show it to you live. I may have shown this earlier because I built this early in this execution cycle, but it was all for the purpose of this scheduled call today. So there's a 1-hour sales call where I am going over the process that I'm taking with an administrator, helping him understand the mechanism that I am going to create to both teach and inspire people who are, really living in struggle and need to learn these principles of resilience because they're in really difficult times right now. They don't know, when they're going home. They don't know what their life is going to be like when they come home. They may not even know what's going to be going on where they are today, tomorrow, the next day because they're in jail during this COVID pandemic. And I just think it's really important to try and reach into those institutions and help those people understand how the decisions they are making today are going to influence their lives in the months and weeks ahead. So that's the big action plan that I've been working on, that together with continuing to create more content every day. I always try to show it to you. I have to, after I get off this episode that I'm filming right now, I have to record a podcast for Earning Freedom, which is something I've been doing. I'm also really excited to be launching. I've made a lot of progress in building these new websites. This is the new Prison Professor site. You can see I've got this one pretty much fully developed right now. I just have some integrations that I have to do with a web developer, but I've written all of the content. I've created the imagery that I want to have on it. I have to continue. I have to film a podcast because that was yesterday's podcast. So I've got to read a chapter of Earning Freedom. And I'll show you the other website that I created. So all of this is being done as part of my 10-day execution cycle to begin marketing these programs to jails and prisons across the nation. And I'm just making a lot of progress. So I'm feeling really good about the cycle and feeling really good about where we're going, primarily because I just got an order from a big county jail that is going to be using these programs to teach and inspire people. And so anyway, that's what I'm doing today. I think I'm going to show you a clip from that interview. So I've pulled out a 5-minute clip that I'll weave into this execution cycle. And I'll also weave in a little video that I created while I was in the pool after my exercise to really help the people inside. Because I want them to see that, it might be, you might be in a difficult time right now, but the decisions that you are making are going to put you on a pathway towards something better. And so it's really important for me to always be working, and that's what I strive to show. So I'm going to break right now and let you see the snippet or the clip of my interview with the representative from Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office. And so we'll break right now, and I'll splice that in. We're going to give them an insight into showing them this is what your life will be if you pursue this path. If you don't pursue this path, you know what recidivism rates are. And you know what the cycle of failure looks like. And I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy, but I'm going to tell you if you change your habits, you can change your life. And that's what happened to me. I was inspired by Nelson Mandela, or Malcolm X had a huge influence on me just reading his biography, or, these people that serve really long sentences. That's what inspired me to change. Because I said, wow, if they could do this, I can do this. If one human being can do it, another can do it.
Right.
But you've got to dismiss that mentality of the best way to serve time is just focus on time and here.
Right.
So my job is to try and help you create that, and then build a working relationship. And so I started. So it's the Mecklenburg County Jail. It is, how many people are there?
So we have 2 detention centers, but we just converted one into a juvenile site. And then where we are is where the adult persons are, men and women. And it has a capacity for 2,900, but our population is right around 1,450 right now.
So of those 1,450, how many were in the pod that I spoke to a week ago or so?
So we've stopped bringing people in based on COVID. Everything is locked down now. So, but the pod has a capacity for 48. When you spoke, I believe we were right around 30 or 32.
And how was the response for those 30 or 40 inmates after we spoke?
Oh, it was a buzz. It's still a buzz, because every time I walk in there, someone is asking, have I spoken with you? Are you coming back? What else are we going to see from them, and things like that. So they were extremely motivated at the idea that this guy did 26 years. He's living the way that he's living now. And all I have is 2 years or 1 year. If he can do that in 26 years, what can I do in 1 year? And they didn't say that, but the vibe and the energy in the room, that's what I read off of all of that. It really did inspire them.
That's what we're going to give them. Is it not only the inspiration, but the case study, the workable plan that they can start to implement so that they stay self-directed, intrinsically motivated, and they're working towards something great. So I'm super excited to start. I can start when you tell me you're ready to start, we can start. So you tell me when it is, and I'm going to create the workbook, and I'll do all that work starting today. And one of the things that I'm going to show the people, I'm never going to ask you to do anything that I don't do, but I start my day working at like 4 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning.
I can tell because the emails you send me, when I look at it, like, wait, he's on a different time zone, and this is before 6 o'clock that he's up.
Not only that, but I do it in real time, and I show them that there is a reason for it. So like when I record things every day, I put these I call them 10-day execution cycles. Mm-hmm. And I publish them live on YouTube so that you can see, hey, every single day he's publishing something. Yeah. iTunes, YouTube, writing. He's working every day, 7 days a week, because I want them to see, I can't manipulate YouTube, right? If YouTube says, right, it's up there or it's not up there. I can't manipulate iTunes. It shows you the date that and I'm going to show you that. So I say, when you go to an employer, that's what you want to be able to do. You want to be able to show them that you weren't somebody who just talked about it. Right. You really did it. That's how you get into the job. That's how you differentiate yourself at every stage. And we will show them. Okay, so like you see that I told them I was going to be giving them real-time information, and some of the real-time information that I'm going to be giving them is showing them how I teach from wherever I am all the time. And so I'm going to now splice in this other video of me inside of the pool just talking to the fellas or the people who are going to be participating in this class. So watch this one. This I think is about 5 or 6 minutes. It's not always easy to stay motivated while somebody is in prison or in jail. But if they can see the outcome of all the work that they're doing, they can realize, hey, there's a reason that I should be working on developing my critical thinking skills. There's a reason that I should be working on avoiding problems in here. There's a reason that I should be working on preparing myself so that I can work my way into a job with upward mobility and opportunities and possibilities. And that's why we've created this program that teaches people values-based, goal-oriented adjustment patterns. Those are the patterns that I learned from leaders like Viktor Frankl, Nelson Mandela, Malcolm X, people that went through enormous struggle, but they never lost hope. They never gave up on themselves. In fact, they always invested in themselves. They always invested in building stronger communities. And if we do that, we are not only empowering ourselves, we're restoring our confidence. We're building something that allows us to feel as if we're part of something bigger than ourselves. And right now, during this pandemic era, I'm working really hard from home. It may not look like I'm working hard from home, but I started this effort this morning at I think about 3:30 this morning, and it's all documented. I document everything because I am absolutely committed to people in prison, helping them understand I will never ask you to do something that I didn't do while I was in prison and that I am not still doing today. It is this effort of working to build and to grow that has enabled me to build a life of meaning and relevance and contribution, even though I was incarcerated for 26 years. And I try to show that in all of our different platforms, whether it's the Prison Professors podcast, whether it's the Prison Professors YouTube channel, whether it is the Prison Professors website or the website that my partner Justin Paperny runs at White Collar Advice. All of this work is designed to help people understand you may be in struggle right now. You may feel as if your life is spinning out of control. But if you sow the right seeds and you nurture those seeds and you work those seeds with hard work and a solid work ethic, and you are honest and loyal to your values and to your goals, you can build something that is far better than anything that you might see right now when you're in the midst of struggle. But it's all about maintaining hope, maintaining this vision that you can become something more than you are right now. And I, again, will pledge that I'll never ask you to do anything that I am not doing. And I didn't do while I was in prison. I mean, when I was in prison, maybe I didn't get a swim in a pool in the middle of the day and work from home. But in many ways, I feel like I'm doing the same thing. Getting up early, trying to educate myself and develop my skill set, working to deploy those resources in a manner that benefits people other than me, building a stronger community, and that's then leveraging that to build businesses. So that's what you'll always see in my 10-day execution cycle, is that I'm going to define success. I am going to set very clear goals that will help me bridge the gap from where I am to where I'm trying to go. I am going to move forward with 100% commitment, which I define as the right attitude. I am going to set my aspirations where I'm building something to see what I can achieve. You know, I can see on the other side of this journey, I am going to build a model that will teach and inspire more people than I will ever meet. I am going to take action, incremental action steps every day. I am going to hold myself accountable with very clear metrics. I am going to be authentic, showing that I'm 100% committed to this work. I am going to keep my head in the game by being aware of opportunities that I can either seize or that I can create. I am going to celebrate every achievement along the way. And finally, number 10, I am going to show my appreciation for the blessings that come my way by trying to teach and inspire more people at scale by creating it on video and then creating a panel or a pathway that I can get this into as many prisons and jails and places for returning citizens, whether they're returning veterans or homeless people that need to pick themselves up and grow. The key is to not focus on the struggle that we're in right now, but rather define success on what we want to become and then pursue it with a very deliberate plan. That's what we teach at Prison Professors, and I hope that you will find value in this daily message that we're giving, and that we also publish on our Facebook page at Being Resilient. We'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channels, like our page, follow us on iTunes, and just be a part of our community. And we'd love to hear about what you're doing to be resilient as well. Thank you. And so you see, I never ask anybody to do anything that I am not doing. I continue to record all of this information on my content schedule right here. You see, today is May the 7th. We're only in 7 days in May, and I have already recorded 405 minutes of content. Divide that by 60, and you have 6.7 hours of content that I've already created. but I still have a lot more to do. I've got a 25 to 30 minute podcast that I'm going to finish before I finish the day. And then at 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Eastern time, I'm going to be recording a training session with Ro Clausen, a woman I'm super impressed with. I'll actually show you her YouTube channel. So I can go to YouTube right here and type in Ro Clausen, and you'll see that she's built a channel that is really just inspiring to me. She's got 12,000 followers. She's got a pretty significant engagement, where you'll see that she publishes, like this one published yesterday. She's already got 550 views. That was 3 days ago, 1.3 thousand views. You can see she's had 816,000 views on her channel since she started. And she's continued. She's done a really good job of building a site that's for her very special audience, which are strong prison wives, of which my wife was once one. My wife and I got married inside of a federal prison when I was in my 17th year or 16th or 17th year of imprisonment. And we've been married now for almost 18 years, I think. Yeah, 18 years. It'll be 18 years next month. So, I have a lot of respect for women who stick with their husbands. And today I've decided to support her by hiring her to teach me a lesson on how she was so successful in building her channel up to 12,000 views in a relatively short time. She's goal-driven. She's oriented, goal-oriented, values-based, you see, and she just doesn't waste time on what she's doing. So I wanted to just record an episode with her, and I'll be recording it, and that's it. All right, that's all for today. Be well.